Have you ever wondered why real estate professionals encourage you to get pre-approved before you go see homes in person? Today we're going to chat about why. Today I'm going to be chatting with Mike Roberts from Mortgage Warehouse about the importance of getting pre-approved, what the process looks like, and how he and I work really well together in multiple offer situations to help you win those situations. Hey Mike, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, Ian, good to see you. Thanks for
Good
having
to
me
see
on.
you.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, so just wanted to chat today about the importance of getting pre-approved before you go see homes in person and the value of your pre-approval compared to some of the big banks or other lenders that give like a pre-qualification or somewhat of a pre-approval. We're so thankful for you. We have worked with you for almost 15 years, and honestly, you've never dropped the ball on me. So you're one of my go-to people, and I'm excited to chat with you and hear what you have to say today.
Thank you, Ian. It's hard to believe it's been 15 years. I appreciate the kind words. You and your team are the best, and we've been doing this so long. Obviously, we've been able to fine tune it over the years and get it as good as we know how, right? And we're seeing a lot of success here in this difficult market we're in. And a big reason why a lot of the consistent feedback we get is on pre-approval. I do feel it's probably the most important aspect of the process, or one of the very most important things. I cannot stress that enough. And so that's a great topic to bring up. And let's talk about that for a minute. So pre-approval, it's important for home buyers to understand, we've got on one end of the spectrum, the first time home buyer, they're brand new to this. They've never done it before. And then all the way over here, we've got somebody, they've bought multiple houses, they're set, and you got everybody in between, right? And so these days, most mortgages being originated are conforming mortgages. And what that means is that, a conventional home loan is a loan that conforms to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's set guidelines. They have very specific guidelines. An FHA loan is a loan that conforms to guidelines that the Federal Housing Administration has made up, and that's a totally different set of guidelines. A VA loan is a loan that conforms to the Department of Veterans Affairs and USDA and so on. These are what most mortgages are. And so the first thing I would say to all home buyers is that the FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they never get to meet Sally homebuyer or John homebuyer. They're looking at only documentation, and either that documentation conforms to their guidelines or it does not. So, for example, we sometimes get a great home buyer. They've done it before. They've never had a problem, but it just so happens their employer changed the way that their pay is coded on their pay stub. Well, if that document doesn't conform, we want to address that early on. And so the most important aspect, the first thing we do is we obviously have a discussion about what the buyer wants to do, but then we get our arms around their documentation, and we have a team of professionals that spend hours going through these at the underwriting level, making sure that if there's anything that's going to present a challenge in conforming to these guidelines, that we're able to address it up front. And in doing so, we can open up doors to qualifying for programs they may not have thought they would qualify for, or, and so on. And so once we get the conforming piece out of the way, we then shift our attention to pricing and making sure that we do everything we can to get the client the best possible pricing, rates, terms, and payments on their home. And that obviously leads to success.
And then on the flip side of that, when we take that pre-approval to a seller, or when we're presenting an offer, you've gone through all the documents that's stated on that pre-approval letter, so they're so much farther down the path than maybe a typical buyer would be. And then we're showing the strength of the buyer to the seller, showing them that this person is serious. They've done all the hard work on the front end. And then in addition to that, you're available. You've sent videos to potential sellers that we've made offers on, all kinds of things to explain the process to them and make them feel more comfortable, not only with the buyer, but with you. That's a big deal when I'm looking at offers for my listings is this lender going to drop the ball? Is this lender going to pull through Are they going to be available? That's another great thing that I think I've asked you this before. Like, how do you always answer the phone when I call? And you're like, if I see your name, I'm good. If I can answer, I can answer. So being available to our clients is another thing, another really strong strength of yours. But recently, we had a really nice property. You sent a video to the sellers and the listing agent, multiple offer situation, and we won. And I think that's a big part of the puzzle, or big missing piece of the puzzle, is having the lender on board to be able to go to bat for us as well.
Those are all great points. And as you know, what we're seeing right now is we're in a different market. We're in a seller's market right now. Inventory has been consistently at low levels. We're seeing these home prices go up, and that has changed the game. And as a lender, I've had to change with it, as do buyers and real estate agents and so on. And so right now, I feel there's a strong need for certainty. Right, that's what the sellers. There's a major need and demand for certainty. If I'm selling my home in this market and I'm getting 10 offers, the last thing I want to do is accept one that's going to have challenges in their qualifying. And so they have the need for certainty, and our job is to provide as much as that as we reasonably can at a pre-approval stage of the process. And so in our letters, because we've taken the steps I outlined earlier in getting the documentation, we know exactly which program we're going to conform for, so we put that in the letter. We're able to operate and make the offer from a position of strength. Hey, we've had someone with 15, 20 years experience look at every single document. Yes, we conform for the Fannie Mae program. Here's the program we're going to do. Here's the amount of down payment that we're going to put. Here's where we're going to put it from. We've looked at tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements. We verified all of these funds. Yes, no, we don't have to sell another house, and we're not contingent upon other offers. And I will make a video, as you mentioned, and I will send a video email to the seller's agents and introduce myself. Hey, I'm Mike Roberts. I'm with Mortgage Warehouse, local lender. We've been at this a while. This is Sally Smith Homebuyer. Sally Smith Homebuyer has put in the work. She has provided us everything needed. We've got a list right here of everything we've done. We've reviewed it at the underwriting level. She is ready to go, and the sellers, they just love to see that. Furthermore, once we have the file completed, I started to allude to this earlier, we're able to run for enhancements. For example, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, they have online underwriting platforms. Once we know the address of the house we're able to make an offer on, I can load that address into our systems, and in conjunction with that client's credit report and income profile, we could run preliminary findings through the platforms. And sometimes we're seeing cases where it'll tell us, look, we don't even have to do an appraisal on this house. It accepts it because the buyer is fully prepared. And that is huge. That has made the difference in an offer being accepted and an offer being denied when we're able to tell the agent, look, we have an approval that doesn't require an appraisal. That lets them breathe easier in knowing that they're not going to have to deal with potential issues that may bring later in the process. Big, very important.
And one thing that it has helped many buyers of mine do is compete against cash offers that can waive that appraisal automatically, which is huge for buyers right now when so many cash people are coming in, swooping in and try to take the home out from under them, or winning in multiple offer situations. So I mean, you've helped me out on a late Friday night saying, this is the house we saw, this is the address, what can you find? And it has worked time and time again in those situations. So it's really an awesome thing that you're willing to do for us, and we're just super, super thankful to have this relationship. I've done a couple of videos lately about the trusted professionals that we work with, and you are at the top. So we're super thankful for that. Thank you for always being available. And if anybody needs us, I can get you in touch with Mike. We'll make sure his contact information is in this video, and we will chat with you soon. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you so much, Ann. That's a two-way street all the way. You and your team are the best, and the reason we always answer the phone is because when we see it's you guys are the very best at what you do, and we're on top of that right away, and it goes to the front of the line. You and your clients always, as far as our team is concerned, and we're very thankful for the relationship, and thanks for having me on today.
Yep, thank you. I'll chat with you real soon, Mike.
All right, Ann. Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to share more information about the pre-approval process with you guys. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me directly. Mike's information is in the video as well. I look forward to chatting with you soon. I'm Ann Hayden with the Joe Hayden Real Estate Team at RE/MAX Properties East.